Okay, let's take some time to share Grace Renewal stories with each other.
A Grace Renewal story is a story that shows how God shows up in a situation and uses us beyond our, wildest dreams.
We want to make sure that every time we get together and have a meeting that we are fueling each other by telling the stories of the gospel.
So we're praising God for His grace for doing us.
Around the age of 14, I believed in Buddhism and didn't believe a God was real, never heard of a God. But when I did, my friend had me convinced that he wasn't real. I hated him. I wanted nothing to do with him. Later that year, my brother got saved and I noticed changes in him. So I was able to really think about it and see like, wow, if God could change my brother, then maybe he might be real, so I might check him out. I met Rob, who is the high school pastor at Harbor, and also he was my football coach. He invited us to a Bible study, which met every week. Feeling the love that Rob showed us, I hardly even knew this guy, he was just my football coach, but he decided to care for us, feed us, hang out with us, and really know us on a personal level rather than just another coach. Knowing that he has given me a gift that I don't deserve at all, which is Jesus, and just be able to cover all the junk that I've been through and how undeserving I am of his love. He still wants me, which is pretty crazy. He wanted me when I didn't want him. The feeling of that kind of grace is it's great.
Generate Hope is a program for housing and rehabilitating women who've been trafficked, sexually exploited, or prostituted in San Diego. We have a home in La Mesa and a learning center in El Cajon that the women go to during the day. Come on in. Learning that San Diego is the top 8th city in our nation for child prostitution, that we have at any given time 2,500 runaways on the streets. This is our kitchen. The greatest population of young women that are prostituted are foster children, runaway children. People donated beautiful furniture. This is, but then to find that there is absolutely no program for treatment at all in San Diego. So if we don't put something in place, then they're going to be approached for sex.
It made me feel like I was useless and nobody would ever care for me, but now I know people do.
There's so much shame, so much sadness that's involved with this sort of a thing that has to be relieved.
Like everybody here is like family. We all watch each other's backs and just live normal lives without the stress of wondering what's going to happen that night or where we're going to lay our head at night.
Generate Hope has shown me such compassion and what it's truly like to be cared about. They've given me hope for the future.
And we want that hope chiefly to come through the Lord. And that doesn't mean that we preach to the girls. It means that we show through our love and through our behaviors the love of Christ.
What is especially encouraging to Liz and myself about Harbor is the diversity. We're in all different types of neighborhoods. Every church planter and every site has contextualized its ministry to the people of that neighborhood, but they all preach the same gospel. Take, for example, Ocean Beach. There are homeless people in the congregation. One of their ministries is to provide a picnic where they feed the homeless.
We can call this just kind of a family picnic. This is a chance just to hang out with a lot of folks in the community. So some people have homes, some people don't. But it's been a real opportunity for us just to build relationships and get to know a lot of folks who are hurting and going through a tough time in life.
typically bring a ministry to this community and show you that through fellowship and through prayer, a lot of change can happen.
We thank you for loving us, mainly. Thank you, Lord. Amen.
Amen.
We're just so thankful for how these church planters have found areas that they just love to live in, love the people, and have adapted the ministry to fit.
God is at work in the world. He is at work, and you can line up and actually be a part of what He's doing. And what He is doing is He's renewing individuals. And when He gathers them together, they make a church of people who are experiencing this renewal. And then God brings them together, builds them up, and then sends them out so that the city itself can be renewed and transformed.
One of our convictions is that the gospel changes everything. He changes individuals' hearts, He changes churches, and ultimately it's the gospel that will change the world.